Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of SnowFool here in City Skylines. But today, we're going to do something that's going to be quite interesting. We're going to try and build a farming industry, but I'm not quite sure how this is going to work when it's snowing, like all the time. I don't quite know how this is going to work right now. It might revolve everything around greenhouses, but we're going to try and implement it in as another way to get more industry and more products out of here and to utilize the cargo airport that we did build in the last episode. Now, we are back, and if you are enjoying this series, make sure you do smash that like button down below and subscribe if you are new around here so you get notified when more episodes do come out. But this is looking pretty good. We've got the cargo airport in right now, which is going to slightly aid us in getting imports and exports, scooting it out of here a whole lot easier. I have noticed since that we did implement it, the kind of shipping backlog is slightly dying down. I won't say it's kind of been completely solved by this. It could just be in that moment where it's kind of settled down and it will kind of slightly build back up. Who knows? We'll kind of see. We'll kind of see. But I want to build a farming industry. Now, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think when it comes to like playing on maps like this, I think the farming industry relies heavily on having everything inside of indoor greenhouses, and that's how they pretty much grow their produce. So I think that's what's going to happen. And in terms of locations, I've kind of want to try and build it here. I don't know how well this is going to go, but to be able to do it, I need to have a decent enough highway connection for it to make sense. Because this whole section, believe it or not, is technically isolated. I know we have this elevated section there where you can lead a road underneath. It just wouldn't work because of how the road structure is. I can't really have these roads having, the amount of traffic that we could have on it. Plus, there's not really a train connection over there that's kind of great access. So what I need to do, I might need to reconfigure this road leading in. We have good train connections. If I can sort this out, I'll be able to build a highway connection to access this area and hopefully grow some crops. So what have I actually got to do then? So I need to build a connection to the highway. My problem with this is I've got this kind of where they merge and then where they kind of come apart quite close together. I need to widen that to be able to build a junction so I don't have any issues with traffic. Now, my thought process is, what if where this splits into two lanes, it's quite long. So if I deleted all of this and I move this road further down and make the connection happen a little bit further down here, it should then give us enough length to build something and maybe keep it all elevated as well, leading over to there. So I have more ability to access underneath, bring roads and train lines in. It will make more sense. So let's pause. And let's now technically delete. So I'm going to, is it the same height roughly about here? So I'm going to delete there. And we'll delete this all the way back. So I'm going to take it back to here. Take that back to there as well. Right, delete all of this. It's got to go, boys, unfortunately. It's got to go. And then we'll reconfigure it all. So bringing you back. We'll bring you back to there, there. There's actually little rocks here that the game is kind of slightly placed down as a little bit of decorative, which looks pretty cool. But hopefully we don't ruin it too much. So to the highway then. And we need the road here. And we're going to bring this all the way down. And I reckon I'm going to bring it to about just there for now. And this should run somewhat parallel, which I need to flip it around. Now, if that's the case... Oh, hang on, wrong one. If that's the case there, we've given us a lot of space here to build some type of connection. So that's going to work out really well, isn't it? I think it will. So we've got to get this all now connected because, let's be honest, it's going to be a little bit funky here, there, and everywhere. So what we'll do is, I don't know whether to utilize the connection tool. Have it elevated and go from there to there. There's no bends on this, is there? Okay, there might slightly be a bend. I'm going way too far here. I'm just realizing what I'm actually doing. So that's what you're going to get from that, which is not a lot, but I'll take it. And then we also need to somehow go from there to there. Now, don't worry about it not connecting, because I'm going to sort that out with the move it tool. Like with it being a bit funky, like that. I just want to get the gist of it kind of in before I utilize the move it tool. So add you in there and then you down to here. So it should all work out pretty fine. Bam, 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 bam. We're just going to sort out all the elevation changes of these roads. So what I reckon we should do is we should actually bring this all the way down. How does it go? Yeah. We'll have this one go down, meaning that from about there, we'll then utilize the alignment or the set slope mode to there, there to there. And then we make these stick to the ground. And then we just make the other side be elevated in the air. That's what we can literally do. So have you like that, and then I'll sort the rest out. And then all I've got to do right now is slightly adjust it. So just a slight little maneuver there. I mean, what we could do as well, I don't know how much I would want to play around with it, but you could use the is this it here, the intersection marking tool. Now, this is something that I don't really utilize, okay? It's not something that I utilize. So, bear with me on this. But I'm making markings. Dash, I could do double solid. Oh, I don't know what to do here. Solid. And then what about this one to here? Oh, did I just delete that? Whoopsie daisy. There to there. And then can I do solid on this? Solid. Oh, I can actually change the width as well. What if I do 1? Okay, that might be a little bit too big. That might be a little bit too big. How do you do the... Right, delete. I don't think I need to delete. I could just edited it, couldn't I? Right, what if I do a 0.3 on a solid line? And then... How? Oh, it's here that you see it. 0.3 on the solid line. So how do we add in, like, the... Is it fillers? Is this what I'm looking at? There to there. Hold on. No. Okay, solid. Do a 3. So how do I do, like, for example, like fill it in with like chevrons and stuff? Is that this? No, I don't want to delete it. Templates, fillers. Do you create a filler? Hold Alt. Okay, I figured it out. He's only gone and figured it out, boys. He's only gone and figured it out. So I could do chevrons. I could do a grid. I could keep it completely solid. I like the idea of the chevrons. Now, this is just me messing about, okay? But there you go. It does look pretty cool, though, doesn't it? It does look pretty cool. I think I'm actually going to keep this, wrong button here, elevated. Ta-da! Now, is it going to be as simple with this one? I don't think it will be that simple. I'm going to have to kind of pull away from it a lot more. So that's where you can kind of get it to slightly work. If we slightly play around with it. But ultimately, it is quite difficult to get the right stuff situated on this. Right, I think we'll get away with that. We'll get away with it, and then it's like nothing's ever changed. It will be like nothing ever changed. Now, because I'm a noob, I'm going to select this, and I'm not going to use the lines. I'm just going to do the chevrons thing straight away. Oh, okay, so the way I've done it, you kind of then do need the lines. So if I went bam to bam. Oh, does it delete the chevrons? Right, solid. I shouldn't have done this, should I? I shouldn't have done it because now I'm kind of stuck to doing it, aren't I? Right, there to there. Excuse me, go back. Solid. See, all this, and I shouldn't really be doing this. I'm meant to be building a farming industry. Or at least trying to attempt to build one. There to there. Solid. 0.3. It was a bad idea to kind of go down this road. Fillers. Right. I think it's fillers, but I know I need to hold Alt. And then we go chevron. Very good, sir. Very good. So the whole point of that is just for the visuals. It's not something that I do normally, but sort out the lane management. And if I press play, they're all back to normal right now. And you can now see them actually... Oh my goodness me, I just realised the rocks. The rocks are in the wrong place. But it works. That's the main thing at the moment. The main thing right at the moment, it works. So let's just sort out a lot of this. Which should be okay. And we'll go from there to there. I think it's all okay anyway. We want to look at like a little bit of a better gradual decline. We'll go by 3 maybe. There we go. Right, sweet mate. You can now see him utilizing it, dodging the chevrons. All good. I'll sort out the bricks, the rocks that are kind of in the way momentarily. I can now have the ability to build the trumpet or something here that will allow us to have a decent enough connection. Now, I think the trumpet is the way to go forward. I can see us bringing additional roads through, but I want to have a decent access to this point. So we're going to get the highway road. We need the national, the 2-lane version of it. And this is currently set to a height of 12. So I'm going to raise this. To be honest with you, there's nothing stopping me doing a ground version of this. When's the last time I can't remember the last time I actually built, like, for example, a ground version of this. So if I went under like that, and then I built my trumpet. Actually, which way am I going? I'm going this way. That will go there, which is completely... Yeah, okay. It is completely fine. So I'm going to go by another 5 there. And then we'll begin the movements. We'll do 6x6s. So I got to go up to a 12. So if I do a 6x6x6... 6x6x6, so it goes up 6. We can always do the tool for us to change the height. And if I go for a, we'll do 9s. We are quite far back, but the whole point of that is I can then do a nice swooping bend on each one. Like that. And of course, because of the lane math, that gets upgraded like this. And we'll quickly sort out that lane math. So bam, bam. Make sure no one's causing any issues. Voila! Voila. It's quite a tight little term, but again, it's only really for the entry of this farming industry. Now, we need to do the same thing, but on the other side. So we need to select you. And if I brought this up to... Now, it's got to go up to a 12. Down to a 0. And then... Okay, we'll do the 8. That one. And then pretty much the same stuff. Reduce this down to a singular lane. And then all the lane management stuff gets thrown on board of it right now. So as you turn, as 2 lanes, as one turns off, you single it, and then as one turns back on, you go back to 2. Beautiful traffic and etiquette, if that's how you want to pull it. So we're now going into a 4-lane road. We're now pretty much going into a 4-lane road, which we could still utilize the highway as we bring it down to like something like, for example, like a roundabout. But I have a feeling that might be a little bit way too big. Is that a bit too big? Kind of feels a little bit too big. So I might just kind of go for like a regular style version of it. So let's bring this down by another 10 as we then merge all this in. So my normal 4-lane roads, we could go with the one with trees. Yes, and we'll kind of do this by a 15 as we then lead it in to a roundabout to kind of allow the traffic to continue to flow through and around. So connect you all in, bend you out, and there we go. A very, very simplistic, I normally do it as an overpass, that road there, but a very, very simplistic trumpet style intersection to our highway. So let's now sort out the elevation change on this. I could actually go from there to there. Now I'll ramp that up. Down to there, there to there. And we'll just ramp up what we kind of want. Oh, hang on, I've done that the wrong one. That's meant to be a double. Very good. So, as I slowly choke on my own words, we need to add a roundabout in here. So my idea would be to actually, because that was the certain length of that was about a 15, wasn't it? So if I actually come out by another 10, go this way by 20, go this way by 20, using the roundabout mod, I should be able to get a 2-lane. I mean, I could do a 3-lane highway, but I might just keep it to a 2-lane highway. 2-lane highway. Do you reckon that'll be big enough? A 40? Yeah, I think so. So without doing any of the like kind of slip roads on it, I literally keep it as basic and as simple as I can. Make sure there's no traffic lights anywhere. We sort out this roundabout with the giveaway signs and all that kind of jazz. We are now, we're now ready to accept an approach into here. This couldn't have gone any better if I tried. It's almost like I built this myself. That's how good it's gone. Seniac, you're never this good. You're never this good. So we'll bring this road down as it enters in here. And I reckon we'll bring this up by another 15. I'm going to go for like a 10 by 10 bend, which will then kind of just end itself generously about there. So all building access there. The train line will V here and then kind of come down and access wherever it needs to get to. Now for this one, I reckon this one here, I don't want to say like a 30 by 30 is way too big, but it allows me to kind of bring it down and end it just there. So just main roads that kind of swing through the generic area of where I'm building this farming industry to give us a couple of little access points, really. Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so building the farming industry, we're going to go for our rural roads. And we first need to build the beginning of the main building. So I reckon we should have 2 kind of connections here. If I come out like an 11 off, and then we went one just before the bend and then run that down. 11. So just to kind of give me somewhat of a, I won't say a good format, but just set me up, because we are going to have some type of like zoned industry for all this. And we can go under here as well and access those areas. So there's nothing stopping me also bringing this road in. Do you know what? That will be our first road we connect in. So that's there. So if I went for a 15. Alright, what is this spread distance? A 13 by a 12. We'll go with that. So that's the first road to kind of connect into this area. And here, oh, I can even put it over there. How big is the worker barracks for the farming industry? The worker barracks are, oh, fairly small. Okay, that's good. Alright, I'm going to start here then for the main building for the farming industry. So if I put that there and I kind of then place down the main building. Right, and I'm just going to slightly build around it. Like that. And then we'll just kind of come off it in a few little areas here. And we can create almost like a little bit of a miniature village. And then we're gonna... I need to zone the area. So, industry. Now, it's not technically an area with fertile land to do farming in. It's technically not fertile at all, which I've got to add that in. I've got to create yellow snow. Like, literally, I have to create yellow snow. That's what happens when you put the farming resource down. But I'm not worried about that just yet, because my main focus is trying to get all the infrastructure in place. So the workers' barracks then are perfect, because when you place these down, it looks like you're creating like a little bit of a mini village, which I always find quite interesting. I really do. And the more you get down, the more efficient the place is going to be. And how does that look? There we go. It's like we got like a little bit of a mini village. Okay, very good. So it needs water and power. We know that, so we're not going to stress too much about that. Now, how big are the production buildings for it? There's technically a couple of variations for this. We've got the flour mill that produces the flour, but then we also need the animal products. But it goes one of two ways. You can either have a cattle shed, which you put in crops to produce the animal products. You could have a milking parlour, which produces the crops to get the animal products. Slaughterhouse to get animal products. Or you could just have animal pastures and not need any of these free buildings here. It's an interesting one, to say the least. It really is. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to create where we're going to have the train kind of come in. So if I go to a 15 there, let me just kind of build a rough kind of design for it. To lead down by a 20. To do it 5 by 5. 5 by 5. To run this all the way down. And then it's a 5 to there. But I'll do a 7 just here. And then bend this about there. And if all goes to plan... Oh, hold on. Am I doing this on the right side is the question. Right, I need to find... See, this is the problem. I'm sure they always enter from the right on the road. So here, they would enter in the right. I need to see something come in and come out of a cargo train. I need to see something exit it. Right, I need a train, guys. I need a train. I don't really have any... Oh, no, wait. I know I do have other variations. I know there's a huge backlog over here. Yeah, they're coming on the right side. Okay, good stuff. Which for this works out perfect. Works out absolutely perfect right now. So that is my cargo train terminal, which will drop just here. So we'll just place it there, just so I know where I've got stuff and where it's going to be going. There we go. Because also, they have access to drive down this road to get to all these warehouses as well. Not to say that they'll use them to kind of go, but the zoned goods can go there, but they can also drive further down as, you know, they might want to drive to where the shipping routes are. So I'm going to only place one in for now and we'll kind of see how it goes. So that will kind of eventually just lead out. And that should work out fairly well. So let's quickly sort the end bits out now. So we've got to do an 11. And we'll go up by 30. So 11. In we go. And 19 by 19. Now what would this be? I reckon it might be like something like a... a 41. 41 by 41. Don't tell me that's right. That's right. That's really good. So the whole purpose of that is to create little runs that come off. So we'll do the generic ones first, the obvious ones, and then here we'll push one back. So what was that there? That's 1, 2. There's your 1. There's your 2. And we get that last one just in the center. So we have this semicircle of farming going on, which should work out fairly well. Oh, we have some traffic issues over here now as well. I think the way that we've now set this up is a little bit confusing. I think it actually might be for these guys not understanding what... Hold on. So, so all this here is what whoever made this map did all this. But this is something I haven't really figured out. 2 lanes go over there, so this should be a single. And then where do we connect back on? Oh, wait. Do we do it underground? Let me go to a tunnel. We do. So here then, this is what's causing traffic issues right now. So here we should go into a singular lane. And it should remain in a singular lane until, and now it needs to go into a tunnel, till just there. So by the lane stuff right now, page down, underground view, there we go. That will be sorted like that. The lane map now works. Here, it's like that. So they all know which lane they should be in. So we should see a little bit more free flowing of the vehicles once they've just figured out what they need to do. Now the same logic needs to be applied going back this way. Oh, hang on. No, sorry. Oh no, I've done this wrong. Oh, there we go, that's a bit better. I was tunneling everything there for a second. Oh, where are we? There we are, boys. So that ends to there. Because all the lane math works here, but it just doesn't work on that one side. So whether the developer or whoever made this did get it right on some areas, they fall short on other areas. And it all merges then here. Right, good stuff. So we should see some more organization right now as they all flow through. So give it a minute or two for them to figure out what is now the correct way to approach all of this. Because they're like slowing down to figure out, oh no, we're in the wrong lane. So you got to give them a little bit of time. I mean, what you can also do as well is you can kind of technically, if I push 2 back like that, you're making them figure out their lanes a little bit earlier. So at this point there, it starts to get a little bit more free-flowy. So give it time and it will eventually sort itself out. But we've got access to this area now, which is really, really important. We have access to it. That will eventually clear itself. Will eventually clear itself once the backlog is all pushed through. Is the speed limit the same going down this, by the way? It's set to 100. So it does drop down to an 80 here. We'll keep that to 100 to keep the momentum. Can you guys stop slowing down, please? You are free to go. You are free to move. They will eventually figure themselves out, so don't worry too much. Don't worry too much. Right, so next then, we've got to provide farming resources. So, annoyingly, you have to create yellow snow. Now, if I'm honest with you, it looks terrible. I don't like it. It looks like we've literally took a big wee-wee in the area. So what I'll do anyway is I'm going to run some trees around in the hopes that it doesn't look too much like we've done a big wee. But once you get all the buildings in, you would slowly start to have the yellow snow disappear. But most importantly, once we got all the buildings in, I'll then start getting rid of the farming resource underneath, where you can see it. So hopefully you then don't see the yellow snow moving forward. That makes sense? I'm hoping that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Anywho, for example, it is all greenhouses. It is all greenhouses, apart from obviously the animal pastures. Now the larger one, we've got the medium one. We've got these are the fruit ones. We have the crops greenhouse. Now I'm not going to place too many down, but I'll place a couple down right now. So if I did one with a 2 gap and a 2 gap there, a couple of greenhouses, it's then just a case of now we kind of roughly know where that's going to go. We can then start to get rid of some of the yellow snow. So we can kind of technically get rid of it all of here. It's actually a lot more difficult to get rid of it than you think. Can you get rid of the other? Why is it like disappearing? Is it because of the trees? Actually, it might be because of the trees. If I get rid of all of the trees here. Wow. Okay, it's because of the trees. Wow. Okay. Okay, new idea. What we'll do, we'll get rid of all the trees. Right. Rid of all the trees. I'll get rid of all the yellow snow. Okay. Get rid of all of that. And we'll place down all the buildings. We'll place down all the buildings. And then we'll zone the resource underneath them to where they need them. That makes sense? I'm hoping so. But the only place that we don't need it is where we're going to have our specialized zoning. So let me just quickly pause it. And if I run all the way around here, all the way up there, down here, down there. So this is our specialized zoning, which is going to produce farming products, generic farming products. So I've then got to do like a normal zoned area there to give it the industrial zone of that. So whatever kind of industrial builds there right now, it's pretty much farming related. And then we'll build everything else coming off it as well. So this will provide a lot of jobs. We do need to sort out the water. We do need to sort out all the power as well. There's a lot of stuff that we need to do, but we've done the most important bits, and that is allocate a good on and off ramp right now, which the traffic has now started to die down, which looks really, really good. Very, very happy with all of this. We got good access to the highway. We got a train line that would eventually connect up to there as well. So we got good access to the cargo. So this should be a pretty good area. Multiple routes to kind of get in and out as well. So I'm hoping that this is gonna work out. Who knows? Who knows? We'll leave it here anyway, boys. We'll come back next episode and we'll finalize this whole farming industry off. But right now, we have created yellow snow. How weird does that look? It looks really weird and I don't like it. Until next time, I see you all soon, so goodbye.